Ever thought about getting a robot lawnmower? No boundary wires, no buried cables, no complicated installation. You just pull it out of the box, set it down on the grass, and let it get to work. Right now, there are two models going head-to-head for your money, the Eufy E18 and the Greenworks AI Mobot C20. Both skip the wires, both rely on cameras and AI, and both claim an easy setup, but they aren't identical. One can handle nearly double the yard size, the other can recognize close to 50 more kinds of obstacles. And then there's the price gap, which might make this decision a lot simpler. Still, that's only one piece of the puzzle. There's plenty more worth digging into. So which one is really the smarter pick? Let's go through the key differences and figure it out. This is where the two machines diverge the most under the hood, and it matters more than most shoppers assume. The Eufy E18 relies on what Eufy calls Pure Vision FSD, full surround detection. In plain terms, it navigates purely through cameras and AI processing. No RTK satellite signal needed at all. Its camera offers a 96-degree horizontal and 80-degree vertical field of view, and it maps your entire lawn on its own during the first run, typically within 3 to 4 hours for an average-sized lawn. The trade-off is that camera-only systems like this one can occasionally have trouble in dim lighting or dense shadows compared to setups that lean on RTK. The Greenworks C20 instead uses what the company calls RTK Vision 2.0, a combination of RTK satellite positioning and camera-based vision working together. RTK delivers centimeter-level GPS precision, while the camera picks up the slack whenever satellite signal gets obstructed. As a result, the C20 edges out the E18 on raw navigation accuracy. That said, for most typical suburban lawns without a lot of tree cover, Eufy's vision-only approach holds up just as well in real-world use. This is the clearest cut difference between the two, and it's a substantial one. The Eufy E18 tops out at 0.3 acres, roughly 13,000 square feet. Given that the typical American suburban lawn sits somewhere between 0.2 and 0.25 acres, the E18 comfortably covers most standard properties. The Greenworks C20 pushes well past that. It can handle up to 0.5 acres, or 21,780 square feet. That's 67% more ground than the E18 covers. So for anyone with a bigger lot, a corner property, or a sprawling backyard, the C20 has the capacity to get it all done in a single session instead of needing multiple runs. So in this category, the Greenworks C20 wins by a comfortable margin. Both mowers rely on AI-driven obstacle detection, but there's a real gap in how well each one performs. Eufy E18 comes equipped with a 3D perception system capable of spotting and steering around more than 150 different obstacle types: pools, tree trunks, patio furniture, pets, and the like. It also uses a pair of ultrasonic sensors that can detect objects as tiny as 6 inches across. Put simply, it offers plenty of awareness for the typical residential yard. The Greenworks C20 goes even further. Its camera covers a 148-degree detention range, paired with AI recognition and a physical bumper for backup protection. That combination lets it recognize more than 200 categories. Greenworks claims it can detect pets from as far as 16 feet away. So while the E18 performs admirably here, the C20 pulls ahead when it comes to sheer obstacle detection power. Slope handling. If your property has any hills, this section carries real weight. The Eufy E18 can manage slopes up to 18 degrees or a 40% grade, thanks to its oversized rear wheels that provide stability on rougher ground. Eufy suggests steering clear of terrain with elevation changes greater than 1.2 inches and staying within that slope limit for the best results. The Greenworks C20 goes a bit further, handling grades up to 45% or about 24 degrees. That extra capability comes courtesy of its larger off-road style wheels, engineered to protect your turf even on inclines. The C20 comes with built-in LED headlights, letting it operate in dimmer conditions, something the E18 can't do since it heads back to its dock. If your yard has any real terrain to it, the Greenworks C20 is the stronger option. Setup and app experience. One of the Eufy E18's biggest draws is how fast you can get it running, about 5 minutes from start to finish. You set up the base station, connect the app, charge the unit, and let it begin its initial mapping pass. The Eufy Clean app gives you control over no-go areas, multi-zone paths, cutting height, and mowing schedules, and it supports zone-to-zone connections up to 60 meters apart, which comes in handy for separate front and back yards. Greenworks' setup process is similarly guided. The app walks you through building zones, marking restricted areas, and setting transport routes, keeping the learning curve manageable. What sets it apart is the physical hardware. The C20 has a built-in full-color LCD display right on the mower itself, so you can check its status or make adjustments without pulling out your phone. If a fast, simple setup matters most to you, the Eufy E18 has the advantage. If you'd rather have on-device controls, the Greenworks C20 takes the lead. Given how much these machines cost, it's no surprise both brands have built-in anti-theft protection. The Eufy E18 offers built-in GPS tracking, 4G connectivity, and an alarm system that triggers if the mower ever leaves its mapped zone, sending you a real-time alert and location update. The Greenworks C20 similarly includes GPS and 4G tracking through its app, along with account-based locking so nobody but you can operate the machine. On the security front, it's essentially a tie. Both models cover the essentials. Now for the part that really shifts the conversation: cost. The Eufy E18 retails for around $1,999. At that price, you're getting 0.3 acres of coverage, camera-driven navigation, and a tie-in to Eufy's larger smart home lineup. The Greenworks C20, by comparison, runs between roughly $998 and $1,299 at Walmart. Depending on where it's priced, that could mean saving close to $700 while still walking away with more coverage, sharper obstacle detection, and better slope performance. That's not to say the Eufy is a poor choice if your lawn is under 0.3 acres, mostly flat, and you're already tied into the Eufy ecosystem. It still delivers one of the smoothest setup experiences around. At the end of the day, it comes down to what matters most to you. The Eufy E18 leans into simplicity and ecosystem integration, while the Greenworks C20 leans into raw capability and value. And when you look at specs relative to price, the C20 pulls ahead pretty clearly. The Eufy E18 is a refined machine with strong mapping, effortless setup, and a well-known name behind it. A solid pick, though a pricier one. The Greenworks C20 delivers wider coverage, better slope performance, sharper obstacle detection, and a noticeably lower price tag. That combination makes it the better fit for most people. So unless you're already locked into the Eufy ecosystem or have a smaller, simpler lawn to manage, the Greenworks C20 is the pick we'd make. If this breakdown was useful, drop a like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which one you'd go with. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.
Thanks for watching our video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share with your friends if you found our video helpful. Subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this.